Good morning, my people. Well, it's me again. um, yeah, as usual, on my way to work, driving, getting distracted, dodging police. So, what shall I talk about today? Actually, I know what I want to talk about today. Let's talk about accents. I think that's a very interesting topic for me. So, as you know, you're listening to me now, so you probably noticed that I have a very strange accent. It's almost like a combination of multiple accents, English accents, into one. And yeah, and you'll be right, because I do, I. It's difficult to say when I picked up these accents. You know, when you live in many places, you speak with people who speaks in many accents. You start to pick up their accents. You know, it's very contagious, I would say. Try it out. If you talk to maybe not talk to, watch some kind of TV series or movies where you have a bunch of Indians speaking English, in Indian accent. If you watched it quite a bit, if you binge it, for a while, you'll start to notice, you start to pick up, a few of their tones and, the way they talk. And accents is very contagious. So, and, I have friends and I know people from all sort of lives and all sorts of countries. And yeah, I think before I knew it, I have picked up many accents. Not just that. I think, if you know a lot of languages, they do contribute to these, developing accents in your, the languages, with between each others too. So yeah, that's why I sound like this. So if you ask me, so English is my first language, I would say, but I did not grow up in a native English speaking country. There are actually an official list of countries which they consider native native country. I think it's like UK, US, New Zealand, South Africa, and so on. I'm from neither of those countries. But because of my grandpa, and I've been using this language since I was born. So technically, yes, English is my first language. And I notice a lot of people that I grew up with, or a lot of my friends from schools and universities, they tend to be quite self-conscious about their accents. And, they do have some kind of romanticization, some kind of admiration for certain accents, like British accents, American accents, and they actually work really hard on acquiring those accents. I don't do that. For me, I know it's a bit of a strange take. I actually like having accents. For me, it's almost like a badge of honor for, to show you actually know, many languages. Of course, if you have accents that you like, I'm not stopping you. There's no, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing to try to mimic an accent. There's no judgment here. If you like it, do it. But me personally, and when I see people that speak with accents, I was like, okay, this person definitely know more than one language. And I think that on its own is a pretty cool thing, about the accents. However, of course, there is a limitation to it. Sometimes, when you have a very strong accent, like your accent is so strong that communication becomes a problem, then I think that is, where you draw those lines where you're, okay, maybe you need to start fixing your accent. Maybe you need to start to work on, your pronunciation, your enunciations, your tones, and, the words in general, a lot of things. Accents is a very complex subject. So yeah, but for me that's a line, right? Most people understand. I mean, I would say if you speak English, you should understand my English. It's not that crazy. So, but once communication is a barrier, like language, the main point of language is communication. And, if your the way you use your language, the way you speak the language cannot, you cannot use it to communicate, then I think it's kind of defeating the purpose of the language itself. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the accents. And it's like, I think people tend to talk a lot about accents when it comes to English, but the funny thing is that there are accents in any language. That's how most people from most country can actually hear a few words you say and know that you're a foreigner. And that's, because of the accent. Even if you perfected your accent, by like, I don't know, perfect imitation, the natives, they can still tell because language is more than just accents, right? I think a few months ago, maybe a year ago or something, I watched this one lady. Can't remember which country she's from. She's one of those from one of those, I think, East European country. Yeah, don't quote me on that. And I think it was this video where she was talking about like she being the smartest person in her country or something, and she speaks like, I don't know, a bunch of languages or something like that, right? And then she, of course, I think that's all bull crap. But yeah, but there are some videos that I saw. They were interviewing her in English, and she would be sitting there and she would be talking, and she has great accent, like I would say great British accent. Maybe I think it's British accent, and that's the thing. She probably spent most of her time like trying to like watch a movie, or trying to do this shadowing, all these techniques, to get these, to acquire this accents and style of talking that really really make it look like she's speaking in a very very fluent and very very native accent kind of thing. But if you understand English even remotely, you listen to the stuff she says, and you're like, yeah, this chick doesn't really speak that much English. Well, I mean, credit where credit is due. Maybe she's in a like B1 level, B2 level, or something like that. But yeah, but just because you have a good accent doesn't mean you know the language. So there are things like that. Again, I know, like, I might be sounding like I'm not so in favor of the idea of mimicking accents or acquiring accents. No, that's not true. I think if you can, speak in a way that you fancy to speak, I think that's a great thing, and that's something, very commendable. You should be proud of that, right? For me, it's just that, I have learned many languages. I think I'll be ending up learning. Ooh, there's a car in front of me. Almost hit another person. Crazy people. Still morning, guys. Sorry, I digress. So yeah. So in my case, I don't have that kind of time. The times I have plenty of hobbies. I play music. I make music. I learn languages, and I have life in general. So yeah, if I have some time to learn language, I rather use them to learn or improve the language I want to improve upon, rather than trying to go into the niche area of sounding like speaking with certain accents. Yeah, so these are my thoughts on the idea of accents. So just wanted to say that if you have an accent, please do not feel insecure about yourself. Please do not feel too self-conscious about it. When you speak English or any language, ask the local people. Ask them, how do you sound? Do you sound, strange? Do you sound incomprehensible. If not, then I think you're good enough. If you can, if you have the language, you can speak the language. You want to perfect your accents, by all means, more power to you. Do that, but don't let it be something that makes you feel like, oh, like makes you feel like you are stupid or something like that because of that. So, yeah, that's all I have to say. Yeah, I guess see you tomorrow. Go away. Bye.